All right, guys. How many of you could say that you know an addict, or has that addict been to prison from their addiction? When they got out, did they go back to their old ways or live a reformed life? According to the website NADD.org, the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence, nearly 50% of the jail and prison inmates are clinically addicted, and approximately 60% of individuals arrested for most types of crimes test positive for illegal drugs at arrest. I have struggled with addiction in my past before and went to jail because of it. I would like to let you all know that jail and prison is not the place for addiction reform. Drug addiction is a big problem in America. According to AddictionCenter.com in the article Addiction Statistics, in January 2016, over 20 million Americans over the age 12 have an addiction, excluding tobacco, and over 100 people die each day from drug overdoses, a rate that tripled over the past 20 years. Drugs are very much more available at this time. There are phone apps where people buy drugs and have them delivered to them like takeout food nowadays. According to the website WebMD, in the article Signs of a Drug Addiction, reviewed by Joseph Goldberg in April 2016, one of the signs you may be addicted to drug is you feel strange when the drugs wear off. You may be shaky, depressed, sick to your stomach, sweat, or have headaches. You may also be tired or not hungry. In severe cases, you could even be confused, have seizures, or run a fever. These symptoms are usually the main reasons drug addicts use again. It becomes an everyday practice to skip withdrawal stages and sickness. Drug addiction is actually a disease that is being treated in some areas the wrong way. According to the article on the website drugabuse.gov, Understanding Drug Use and Addiction, revised August 2016, addiction is a chronic disease characterized by drug seeking and use that is compulsive or difficult to control. Despite harmful consequences, the initial decision to take drugs involuntary for is voluntary, for most people, but repeated drug use can lead to brain changes that challenge an addicted person's self-control. Let's say you catch a cold from going outside in the winter with no coat, hat, or gloves on. You take a day or two off, sit at home to get over your cold. You start to feel a little better. Then you go right back outside with no coat, hat, or gloves on. This is similar to reform of addicts through jail and prison. When drug addicts go to jail and prison, sometimes they are allowed to collect their thoughts and get past the first stages of drug dependence. Then their sentence is up and they are right back on the same streets with no protective thoughts to stay clean, just a little depression with a new charge over their head. This is the reason why doctors should get involved. Hospitals treat the sick. According to the website psychologytoday.com, in the article Treatment of Addiction, behavioral therapy and counseling are important elements of treatment. Cognitive behavioral therapy is often used to help patients identify, avoid, and cope with the situations in which they are most likely to abuse drugs. Sick people can't help sick people. If 50% of the prisoners are clinically addicted to a drug, the likelihood of cellmates that are fighting addiction together is high. It is likely that upon being released, they will return to their old ways without reform. In hospitals and rehab facilities, doctors are equipped with training to help addicts with the physical and mental sickness from withdrawal in the recovery stage. In conclusion, drug addicts would be better treated in hospitals rather than punished by incarceration. Drug addiction is a big problem in America, and it is a disease. The hospital should be a first step to treat the sickness of addiction. We need to look out for one another. Some of the imprisoned drug addicts are there for burglary and violent crimes and deserve punishment. However, they probably would never have gone that far had someone looked out for them and put them in the hospital at first sign of drug abuse. Thank you, guys. Any questions? Okay. All right, thanks. I'll take this.